Hey everybody, this is Sarah Harnish. I'm a Young Living Diamond, and I'm the author of The Game Plan, which is the complete strategy guide to go from starter kit to silver, and you guys have done it. You've made it all the way to the very, very end of our last leader training and the very last live video that I'm shooting for a Game Plan boot camp, unless the Lord leads me to do something otherwise. And I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful for your fight and for your tenacity and seeing it all the way through to the very end. And I'm grateful for your drive for your businesses and your love for your team and your love for Young Living and the product. And you are just amazing. You know, you're just absolutely amazing. So, if you're watching this, and it is the first time, you've heard me say this over and over and over again on every single live video that I have done, this is not the actual boot camp. The actual boot camp I will post a video of in just a few minutes, and that'll be day 12, and that's it. There are two boot camps. One's 25 days long and one is 12. The content is identical, except the 25-day one it's a little more fleshed out. You guys have asked me to leave it up for those that like to go long form, but for those that really need a 12-day in-out training, you got it now. It's up online. Now, this training that I did, this was all about the leaders. It was just to pour into you guys and just speak some wisdom and some love to you, and and just to share my heart with you on leadership and to give you some drive and focus to run your own boot camps, right? You have made it, Jacqueline. Love this time together at doing it for Gary. Looking forward to run a boot camp. So thank you for pouring into me. You guys really, this is a ministry thing from you to me, honestly, because I get so poured into just being around Young Living leaders. So it really has been an honor to spend 12 days with you. After tonight, we go back to roundtable until I release Unstuck, and I'll take your prayer cover over that book. It's a hard one to write because my heart is just so burdened for you guys, especially those that have hit rank and not hit it again, and those that just feel depleted. And so I'm just, I can't wait to release that one. And I told you Unstuck is going to come with 4 scripts, one for the 101 class, one for Toxin-Free Life for Thieves, one for Savvy, and then a 4th class just on Ningxia. And we got some really cool things up our sleeves with those classes. I'm very, very excited about them. Each class is going to have a PowerPoint that's free, that will be up online. It's going to have a textile class that will be free for you to share. We will, of course, have CDs for purple bags. There'll be 30-day challenge calendars, just like Fearless, that I'm very, very excited about. And it's going to be amazing, and a PowerPoint to make you look good, and printables and all that. So it's quite the project, and I'm almost done. So I have a couple more events, and then I am on a hiatus. I'm on a writing retreat, and I will be disappearing from February all the way until January next year. So almost 10 months. I'm going to be banging out some projects that have been on my plate. So very, very excited. So you're not going to see a lot of me. I will be at convention, and I will be on the Alaska cruise. But outside of that, I'm going to be hibernating and watching my 2 kids graduate high school and seeing another grandbaby being brought into the Harnish home. And I'm just taking some time for my family. And I have 19 books in my head right now. 19 books. So the Lord has laid a lot on my heart for you guys. So anyway, let's jump right into the training tonight, right? You know what's coming. Unstuck's coming down the pipeline. After that, the Game Plan script book, which I'm also almost done with, and then Game Plan 2. And that is a powerful book. I have been researching it for over 2 years now. I'm going to be talking about ways to double your OGV, 100 different ideas on increasing essential rewards totals, what I do for retreats, contests, recognition, how to lead a team and what that looks like, how to fire up your leaders and get them focused, and so many good things in Game Plan 2. So all of it's a coming, right? All of it's a coming. I love you guys too. I love you so much. So, if you are running a boot camp, and this is the first video that you have clicked on my website or on Facebook Live, there are 3 things that you need to run a boot camp effectively. Your team is going to need a book, it's going to need a workbook, and then it's going to need the videos, which are at oilabilityteam.com, and they're free. I will never charge you for boot camp. It's just something that I do for Team Young Living to give you guys a leg up. So you can literally have your entire team trained inside out, upside down, backwards, and forwards in a span of 12 days. Right? Becky says, beautiful dress. I just did 3 rallies today, one in Los Angeles, one in Chicago, Chicago and one in New York. And it's been an amazing day, just an amazing day with some beautiful, beautiful people in Young Living. And I love it. Whenever I get to be around people, I just get my cup filled to overflowing. So Heather says, I just had a 101 class tonight. No kit sales, but I got a message after from a member that wanted to know how to do this as a business. That's awesome. Well, that will be a kit sale for sure, right? Audio version for Game Plan 2 is on the way. The next project you're going to see is ULA. I will be releasing the ULA audiobook and an ULA boot camp coming up in February, so watch for that. Then the audiobook of the second edition. We have not released this yet on Kindle or Audible. That will be coming after ULA. And then look for Unstuck. Once those two things are released, it's all unstuck. So it's so close. It's so close. It's been a year and a half in the making, and through your alleys, and they were amazing. They were amazing. I just had just a wonderful day hanging with beautiful people in Louisiana, and it's just been incredible. So Anna says, I'm gonna go work on purple bags. Anna, like you're brown nosing me. She's like, I'm gonna work on it while I'm watching, right? So if you're running a boot camp, there are 25 chapters in this book, and today we're going to do chapter 23 and 24, right, because it's day 12. You're like, well, what about 25? 25 is a really short, like, 2-page thing that they can read in just a moment. And then the appendixes, I actually shot an extra video for those. The appendixes are liquid gold in Game Plan. You do not want to miss those. There's closing scripts in there. There's the 101 script in there. There's teacher training, and there's so many good scripts. And these are scripts that I have used over and over again. I've taken it on the chin about having scripts, but all I can say about that is all the top network marketers in the world that I know personally, use scripts. So if you're talking about Eric Worre or a Danny Johnson or a Richard Westbrook, like all of them, Tony Robbins, they all use scripts. Why? Because scripts are duplicatable. All right. And just because you have a script, it doesn't mean you have to be like, right? And not like having any, anything, any emotion or any of that. You need to open with your story. You need to have passion. It's got to be totally amazing and from your heart. And I think if you're teaching from that way, any script you read or any bullet points you have out, it's going to bless you. You don't even have to read the script. You can use the PowerPoint on my website. That's free. It's going to, you can bullet point it out and share from that. You just asked me if I'm going to be updating my 101 and Fearless books for the new kit. Absolutely. If you're watching this video on my website, then the information will be outdated. But if you're watching this live, we're about to run a massive sale on my website. And it's going to be clearing out all the stuff that has the original starter kit in it. And we'll be updating Game Plan. And the workbook is already okay. And the mini is already okay. But Game Plan and Fearless and the 101 CD, those 3 products have the kit in them. Everything else is fine. So those probably won't be discounted. But we're going to run a big sale. So then you get a 400-page book with only 1 page that's outdated in it at a super discounted price. So I would recommend that you snag it on that sale. Absolutely, it's going to save you guys a lot of money. And then look for the updated kit information in all of those books. All right. But like I said, like the mini, it doesn't have the starter kit in it. ULA does not have the starter kit in it. So there's, it's going to be awesome. All right. So how would I run things today? Well, today is day 12. So they're doing the last 2 books. The very last chapter is Stories of Success from the Oilability Team. And it's just a page just to encourage them. It's not a full chapter. So encouragement for the climb, and then cheat sheet to go from starter kit to silver. So what are the actual actions that I did to grow my team from starter kit to silver, which took me about 12 weeks to do. And it's just a really, really nice, tight, hey, here's a bullet point of everything. I know I just threw 350 pages of information at you. And if you need to focus on one thing or 2 things, here you go. Like, here you go, right? Can you make a printable to stick in the outdated books? Absolutely, I can, Becky, and we will. We will. I already have the 101 script up on the website. We'll be updating that within the next 2 weeks. And same with the PowerPoint, and we will make a printable that you'll be able to print off and stick in the books for sure. But we will still be running a really big sale. All right. Oh, my hair is pretty. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's from speaking at all these rallies today. So I'm all gussied up to end the very last boot camp. So if you're running a boot camp tonight, you're going to have your leaders read the last 2 chapters or 3 in Game Plan, which is 23 and 24 and 25, right? And then doing the last worksheets in the workbook, which is 23 and 24 and 25. So if we take a look at 23, chapter 23. I updated this one on avoiding distractions. I want you to write down the top distractions that you see among your leaders. And then now be honest, do you fall into any of these categories? Tell me where you stumble and tell me what you can do to change that. And so your assignment is to focus on growth. Make a list of what you need to do to grow and then stick to that list. Like, hold classes, right? Train leaders, do follow-up to get people on essential rewards. You write those 3 things on the lines below, and every time you're doing a class, ask yourself if it falls under one of those 3 categories. And if not, why are you wasting your time? If you plateau, open your workbook back up to this page and you look at the lines below and you hold yourself accountable for how you're spending your time. Do not fall into the pitfall of wasting time on things that do not grow your business. It's truly simple. You grab the 101 script, you get it in front of as many people as you can. If you've got the game planner, you grab those stickers that say class time in the back and you fill up your calendar for the next month, right? Train leaders, contact the people that you meet in classes or that get kits, and use Fearless and use the calendar to train them, right? If you're doing anything outside of that, especially at the beginning of your business, it's slowing you down and it's stopping your ability to teach, and your attention is in the wrong place, right? It's in the wrong place. So that's chapter 23 for your homework. 24 is just encouragement for the climb. Do you find that you're always looking around you? Like looking how fast, this diamond hit it in 2 years. This diamond did it in 10 months. They went from starter kit to diamond this fast, right? Looking at other people's rank, wondering why you haven't grown as fast as the girl that signed up the same day that you did, wondering why that person signed to another person's team instead of on your team. It doesn't matter. Right? That's just a tool that the evil one uses to bait you into giving up. You got to recognize that stuff from a mile away. So here's the thing. Only you write your own story, right? You write your own story. And so you craft what you want the outcome to be. And if you do it fast, that's great. I mean, that's awesome. If you do it slow, guess what? If it takes you 20 years to get to diamond, diamond is still diamond, right? It's worth it. For the income disclosure guide says $39,000 a month, right? Hello. It doesn't matter if it takes 20 years. I could go to school and not make $39,000 a month, and it took me 20 years to do that, right? So your pace doesn't matter. You just spend so much time teaching classes and raising leaders that you just don't have time to worry about all the muck and all the drama around you. You don't look into other people's organizations. You just look at yourself. You look at your own and be less distracted and take your business seriously. Don't go 4 weeks and not teach a class, right? So focus on gratitude. What are you grateful for? What has gone right in your business? Don't look at other people's OGV and other people's growth. Just say, hey, I found it, like Anna just mentioned earlier, I didn't have anybody sign up on my class, but I got one person who wants to do the business, right? So that's going to be a sign up for sure, all right? So take a moment and write down what your perfect day would look like, and how are you spending your time, and what would you do for hobbies if you're a Royal Crown Diamond, and who would you pour into? And then you just write it down as if it's tomorrow. Right? That's the day that you're going for. Don't you look into other people's days. You focus on yours and you get there. And when you're discouraged, you just come read your perfect day again and you envision it in your mind, and then you go out and you schedule class, right? You go fight for that perfect day. And so now I want you to take the game plan challenge at the end of this chapter. You sit down and write out your vision, you write out your goals, and you make a plan, right? You make a game plan. You open your calendar, you schedule a class. You ask 3 people to invite to it. Don't just say you'll do it. Don't just think that you'll get the next class scheduled. They actually do it. You make it happen and set a date for your next class today. And the date of that next class is, right? You write it down. Write down what you are doing. And I've told you this before, but really, guys, what would happen if you ran 12 boot camps this year? Right? Maybe not team-wide. Maybe you do it team-wide a couple times, but you did 12 boot camps with at least 2 leaders every single time you ran one. You taught a class every week, starting next week, not in a month, so you can get your mind in a place to do it, but next week you schedule your first class. You do 52 classes this year. 52. The end of every single month, you give everybody Fearless that got a kit, and you get them on essential rewards. You give them the calendar. You train them. You train them in the lifestyle. You don't train the starter kit. You train the lifestyle, right? So at least the longevity in your team. What would happen to your OGV if you taught that many classes and you trained your leaders every single month, new leaders that came in, and you got your people on essential rewards? You would blow up your OGV. Your organization would not look the same if you committed 1 year of your life to this business and you really truly work the business, not just hobby play where you're dipping your toe in, but legit working your business. And then what's going to happen? Your leaders are going to see your success. They're going to see your OGV growth. They're going to want it for themselves because you've just shown them freedom. Right? And it's not going to be hard for you to find leaders because they're going to say, no, wait a second. If Heather can do it and Terry can do it and Linda can do it, I can do it. right? I can do it. I can do it. So be the leader that draws people to you with your success, right? Not with your pace, but with your hard work and with your tenacity and with your consistency. Commit to the game plan challenge, right? 52 classes, one a week, at least one a week, talking to your people and get them on ER every single month, the people that you sign, and running 12 boot camps. That is the game plan challenge, right? Are you all in? Are you all in? And then I want you guys to report to me in a year exactly where you're at. You write down what your rank is right now, and let's see where you go 12 months from this. If you can hold this up for 12 months, oh my word, guys. Oh my word. You're going to look at completely different organizations, totally different organizations, right? You got to get that script in front of at least one person every week. All right, every single week. So chapter 25, you finish the whole book, right? So what do? Now you go apply it, right? You go apply it. And if you can't remember and you want a quick overview of your personal game plan, there's just a one-page cheat sheet in the back, right? On chapter 25, right? On habits of a diamond. So you know the habits of a diamond, right? Practice follow-up. Make sure you're teaching consistently. And even if you're a diamond, doesn't mean that you can't be out there teaching consistently. You need to, because you can even lose a diamond ship. Raising leaders, running your business like a business, having fun with your team, right? Having fun. So what are some things that I do with my leaders just to keep the energy really high on my page? Well, I like to mail out game plan business boxes. So when I see a leader that's really hustling, maybe they're hitting help 5, they've run 12 boot camps or 6 boot camps with their team, I will take a box and I'll divide it into 3 categories. And one section is going to be books and workbooks. And maybe I give them 2 books and 2 workbooks to train to. One section, I make up a couple purple bags. So maybe 5 or 10 purple bags. And then the last section, I give them Fearless with a couple of calendars printed. So what is that when it's divided into 3 categories? Well, you've got train to train to, so that's raising leaders. You got Fearless in the calendar, that's getting people on ER. And you've got your purple bags, which is teaching classes, right? And everything's in one little box. And so then I just say, hey, go out there and keep doing what you're doing. You rock star. You're going to be building really fast. Here's some more tools to help you to continue to build. Another thing I like to do with my leaders is I hold purple bag stuffing parties at my house where they come over. Maybe they all pitch in for supplies, or they just pay a little fee to help cover the cost of the bags they're making. And we lay out stations and we stuff all the bags together, right? We just go through and we print all the little pieces of the bags and we stuff them, and then we get some food together, make some, peppermint hot cocoa, and sit down and have some camaraderie and team building. And it's a lot of fun. I make up about 100 of them myself every single month that I use. And I love getting together with my leaders because it's just neat to be with them. Do a Fearless challenge with your entire team. So this is another way that you can implement some game plan resources and tools. Have them read the book and accept the 10 challenges and fill out the calendar, right? And then challenge them. Maybe run a contest on your page where you say, hey, I'll give out 50 Fearless calendars to one person who goes and runs this with their team and takes Fearless and has them print the calendar and accept the 10 challenges and run it over 30 days, right? And what are you doing? Oh my word, you're training your whole team inside out and upside down. It's crazy. They're going to use all the oils in the kit. They're going to empty their box. They're going to drink all the Ningxia. They're going to watch all the videos, the Getting Started tab. They're going to know how to navigate their virtual office, place orders, make blends, do aromatic topical internal use. You're blowing up their aromatherapy training, right? So you think that's not going to lead to OGV growth for your team? Oh my word. And then beat in the simple swap at the end. Have them build their oils checklist. Have them take screenshots when they build their oil collection of the oils they have and the ones they don't have yet, and what's going to be their ER orders for the next 3 months, right? Based on their build their oil collection pages and the oils they don't own yet. So that's another thing you can do to increase OGV this year. Do Fearless mailings to all the people that are zeros on your legs, those that are about to go inactive. I do Fearless mailings every month to my inactives. I do it on weak legs, like legs I'm trying to build to boost my OGV or my personally enrolled, and then track your results. So maybe I'm going for crown, so maybe I focus on legs 5 and 6, and I mail Fearless to every single person on leg 5 and 6. It's not on ER, right? And I send them a calendar and say, hey, Fearless calendar's up on my website. If you go to oilabilityteam.com, there's a button that says share, and you'll see Fearless right there. And the calendar's free, doesn't cost you anything. Just print it off and ship it out with the book, right? Track boot camp. Track it. Like, remember I told you guys to do your prayer journals and track when God answers your prayers, right? Because a woman told me God doesn't listen into prayer and I say you're just not paying attention. You're just not tracking it, right? It's all on the Oil Ability Team website. So oilabilityteam.com. So tracking boot camp, if you train to train to just 12 times, only 12 times. So you do it, and then the 2 that you trained, they go do it, and the 2 they trained, they go do it, and the 2 they trained, they go do it. Track it. Track and see who's actually completing boot camps. And they duplicate. Do you know that if that duplicated only 12 times, you would have an organization of 531,000 people, and you would be a Royal Crown Diamond in 1 year? If the power of duplication, if you tracked it and you were accountable with your leaders to see if they were running them right. Does it mean you rewatch all the videos? No. Does it mean your leaders rewatch all the videos? Absolutely not. You're just a coach, right? I've given you all these leading questions to ask on the videos in this How to Run a Game Plan Bootcamp training. So always take 2 new people through the bootcamp each month and be an accountability partner to them. I like to offer them a game planner for organization and strategy if they take 2 people through the next month. I say, hey, you just trained 2 to train 2. Great job. Great job. On your 3rd month of doing that, I'm going to gift you a game planner because you're doing so good training your leaders, right? Another thing that you could do to rank up using game plan tools, these are just some leader tips, is to use the free tools at oilabilityteam.com. If you guys explored the website and played on the oilabilityteam.com website, there's literally hundreds and hundreds of resources on the website that I've never even talked about. I mean, there's the Moses blessing. You can pray over your team. There's entire strategy guides on there. There are 70 interviews with diamonds and with corporate interviews, right? There's so many things. Textable classes. My word, I'm selling like 8 kits a month just using textable classes. Train your team to use them too. They save time and effort for those that just don't show up to classes. Tap into the 70 plus free interviews and use them as leader training on your teams for free. Just copy and paste them and pop them over. Interviews with Jared Turner, interviews with Lauren Walker, interviews with Gary. There's 3 Gary interviews. Interviews with Mary Young, interviews with Ben Riley, with Mike Book. Like, they're all over the website and they're free. They don't cost you anything. Use them to impart wisdom and inspire your leaders, right? Just go copy and paste it, type a sentence and pop it in. There's so many free tools at your fingertips. The whole ULA page, we're about to blow that up next month. So it's going to help your leaders with balance and finding time for their businesses. All their excuses just debunked on one free website, right? They don't have any excuses anymore. The Fearless page, you can do Fearless classes. There's a whole class script, totally free. Up on my website, download it. There's media elements that are free for you to use. Calendars, like run Fearless challenges with your team. We're about to just blow that up with Ningsha and Thieves and and Savvy. It's all going to be up on there. More textable classes, 1-minute videos and textable classes to get people interested in the business opportunity. It's all free. It's all at my website, oilabilityteam.com, right? Doesn't cost you anything. So thank you. Thank you for the honor of pouring into you. All right. Thank you for the honor pouring into you. I look forward to many more years of book writing. I got 19 books in my head right now. I'm about to enter into a deep season of writing. And so it means I'm not going to stop doing roundtables. I'll be on every Tuesday night just connecting with you guys. But I'm coming off tour. I've been in 46 cities in the last year. And the Lord has just done some amazing things and just taken my feet to the Arctic Circle in Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, and Australia, and, Guadalajara, Mexico, and like 30 states. And matter of fact, right now I'm in New Orleans, and then I'll be in South Florida in a couple days, and then I'll be in Minnesota in a couple days, and then Chicago again. And it's been an amazing journey for me. But the Lord is really calling me back into my home to just sit down and just connect with you guys on a level of writing. So there's going to be some amazing tools coming out for you. I haven't even started yet. Game plan is nothing compared to what's coming. So I'm so excited the things that are ahead. Thank you for using these resources for your team. I mean, you guys know my heart. My heart is not to make anything off of you or to get anything from you. It's why we open a publishing house. And I swear every event I give away more than I sell, every single event, because it's just not where my heart is at. My heart is that I know what it feels like to be a star and not have business tools, to have an $80 check. You can't take your whole check and pour it into business tools. It's got to go in your gas tank so you can go teach classes, right? Which is why there's so many free things on my website. And I'm going to continue to generate free tools and more textable classes and prospecting classes and PowerPoints and little minis for $1 and tools for your purple bags. We're going to continue generating things. Everything will be up to date with the new starter kit. Just watch it. I'll work as fast as my fingers can type to just put more resources in your hands. Why? Because I believe in you. I believe in you. And so I'm going to end this leader training with one final thought, because I just want to take you to that place of where I was when I started. All right. And I'm going to go way back here. I'm just going to end with a story just to encourage you guys. And then that will wrap up our How to Run a Game Plan bootcamp series. You know what to do. Read 2 chapters, do 2 worksheets, watch a video, right? Not rocket science. Every 12 days, take more people through, and new people and new people. You're going to be adding new people to your team every single month. Get some of those new people through game plan. Get them bootcamp trained. Get them running in the right direction so they're not off making oils racks and diffuser bracelets and, cricket cutting all their beautiful glass bottles and making $300 food spreads at every class and going for aromatherapy certifications. Get all that out of their head, give them the 3-page script in the kit, and get them running in the same direction that you ran, which is why you guys are ranking, right? Ooh, Tina says, that I taught a class using your script last night. 3 showed up, 2 signed up. Excited. Thank you, Sarah. Tina, you just keep doing that same action until you get to diamond. Don't jump ship. Don't do all these beautiful bells and whistles and go jump to the grass is greener on the other side. You hit silver with that tactic and you hit gold with that tactic, and you just keep moving your feet. All right. Don't you look at the other people ranking up around you. You just do it at the pace you can handle, and you keep being consistent and faithful with the business the Lord has given you. So here's the story I want to end with. So you guys know that I've been in radio for 22 years, and the first job that I got was in a little trailer. We had a staff of 4, and we had a problem with feral cats and mold, and I made $4.35 an hour, and I worked every other Saturday, and that was the only hours I could get. So my very first paycheck in radio was $21 a month was what I was making. So needless to say, I stayed. I kept my 40-hour week job at the deli, and I kept my 21-hour class load in college. Then I was driving 2 hours every day to school and nursing babies every couple hours in the middle of a full-time job, and working the radio station on Saturdays. And then I worked up to a midday shift, and I worked up to a 40-hour work week. And then I graduated college. And a week after I graduated, I got a call from a lady that we took a service with in Chicago. Her name was Monica. And she said, "Hey, I just want you to know, I know you're taking our news service out in this little trailer in the middle of a cornfield, 7 miles from civilization where you're working." And she said, "I just want you to know that I put your name in for a job that's here. And the boss is going to be calling you. And he wants you to come in for an interview." And I said, I live 2.5 hours from Chicago. Like, I'm not good enough for Chicago. She's like, "Oh yeah, I put your name in. I'm 21 years old. Okay. I've only got 3 years of radio experience." And she said, "Yeah, I put your name in and he's going to call you." And so he did call me, and they had me set up for an interview the next day. So I took the day off work, and I drove my car all the way into downtown Chicago. Couldn't figure out where to park it. Couldn't parallel park it, and left it in a parking garage, and ended up getting to the interview 45 minutes early. And I walked into this building, this skyscraper in downtown Chicago. And I remember looking at it, and I have no background in news at this point. I'd done personality work the first three years that I was in radio, so I don't know anything about news, don't know anything about Chicago politics or anything. And I am at the epicenter of Chicago. It's where they put the Christmas tree up, right? And I walk into the skyscraper, Sarah, who's working in a trailer, making $21 a month, right, at my radio gig. And I walk in, and there's these 50-foot tall marble ceilings. And I'm looking, there's 26 different elevators. I don't even know which elevator to pick to get into the floor that I need to be on. And just these feelings of unworthiness just washed over me. And I just want to turn around and walk right back out the door. I'm just thinking, why am I here? I don't know anything about news. I don't know anything about Chicago. I'm not good enough to be in market 3. I've done radio 3 years. People wait 20 years to get into this market. It's New York, Los Angeles, Chicago. There's 7 million people in the city. And I'm working in a trailer with feral cats and mold, right? Where you do your air shift, and then you take out the garbage, and you answer the phone during your air shift, and there's nobody in the building. Like, why am I here? Right? Why am I here? And I just wanted to turn around. My knees were knocking. I was scared to death. I got in the elevator, and I was so early, I didn't want to go for the interview that early. So I just stayed on the elevator for 45 minutes, up, down, up, down, up, down. I went all the way to the top. I'm in this, suit, this pantsuit, and go all the way to the bottom. And this guy holds open the elevator for me to get off. And I'm like, "I don't know, I'm good." And he's like, "You're riding the elevator? Like, you're riding the elevator? You're in Chicago. You're like 3 buildings from the Sears Tower, and you're riding the elevator for fun?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." And he's like, "Okay." So I finally get off, and I get on the floor. door, and I couldn't find the button to buzz to tell them that I was there. And I look through the window, and I get the jitters again. I see 70 anchors in these glass booths, and I look up, and there's gel lights and black ceilings, and I can see through the windows. I can see the Sears Tower, and those feelings wash over me again. Of, Sarah, why are you here? Like, you have not achieved this yet, right? You're just not good enough to be here, and you work in a trailer, and who are you, and how dare you set foot in this marble building with these billion-dollar companies? And like, there's famous people on this floor that you've listened to growing up for 20 years. When you turn on the radio, all these character actors and super famous people, Christina Filiaggi and Larry Lujak, and just all these famous people, Mark Levine and Sean Hannity and Rush Limbaugh, like, they're all there. And I walk in, and I'm just looking at it, and I wanted to turn around. I wanted to walk out so bad, but nobody can see me. And I had a chance to bolt. Like, I had a chance to just walk out the door. And I'm like, you know what? I drove all the way in here. I've never driven in Chicago in my life. My dad always did the driving. I lived in the suburbs. I made it all the way here, and I parked my car, and I got out of this creepy parking garage, and I found the elevator with the security guys. And I've already come this far. I can't walk away now, right? And so I walk in, and I cannot find the buzzer to buzz myself in. There's no button anywhere. So I walk around for 10 minutes. I find this cleaning lady all the way around the corner, and she shows me this button that I'm supposed to push. It's around the corner. I push a button, and they come in, and I think I've got a news writing exam. I got to meet with the president of the company, the vice president, the news director, the program director, and I'm sitting in these chairs and I just feel totally inadequate. And for 2.5 hours, I'm just waiting for the news exam and waiting for them to tell me, no, sorry, you just didn't cut it. You're just not good enough to be here. You're 21 years old. The next youngest anchor in that entire building was over 40 years old. They were 20 years older than me. And most of them had 20, 30 years experience. And I've got 3 in a trailer 2.5 hours away in a cornfield in rural Illinois, right? It looks like Kansas where I live. And so at the end of the interview, after I've met all these people and I'm just shaking, waiting for them to give me this exam that I don't think I can pass, they come up to me and they shake my hand and they said, hey, we took your demo, we sent it out to 70 radio stations, and the 4th largest station in Chicago wants you full-time. It's WLS. Right? Listening audience of 7 million people. The average person has been on WLS no longer than 4 months. They fire people all the time. Very, very hard to get a position, but they listen to your demo and they want you full time. We were going to offer you only 16 hours a week on the weekends, but they want you. So would you like to start tomorrow? And my jaw is on the floor. They knew during the whole 2.5 hours they were already going to offer me this position. And I'm crying. I mean, I had worked 5 jobs. My highest annual salary was $6,000 a year between all of the 5 jobs that I was working, between me and my husband and my 21-hour college course load and nursing babies. I nursed babies every 2 hours for 10 years. All of our kids were delivered during midterms and finals week. And they offered me a salary of $35,000 a year. This is in the 90s in Chicago. And the highest salary I'd ever made was $6,000 a year. So it was 6 times the highest salary I'd ever made working multiple jobs. And they offered this to me right off. And I'd had my college degree for 1 year, or for 1 week. And I said, yes, I will take the job. And so I worked that job and my little trailer job for 2 weeks and put in my 2 weeks notice. And then I started driving. I tried to apply to get into the projects in Chicago, but there was an 8.5 year wait. So I drove 72 miles to work every single day from DeKalb all the way into downtown Chicago for 11.5 years, 6.5 years on WLS. And it was an amazing experience. And I just step back and I think to myself, and then I chose to let the job go. And then God opened up a door for me to be on morning drive in New York. And I moved my whole family 800 miles. And you guys know the rest of the story. I got invited to an oils class and hit diamond 2 years later, right? I don't know that I would have had those relationships had I not moved and had God not planted those seeds to open the doors. But what if I had said no? What if I had said no, that I was too scared, and I turned around and I said, I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough to be here. And I never had the experience to be on WLS, and I never had the experience to work in Market 3. I definitely wouldn't have gotten the job anchoring Morning Drive for the Christian network that I got in New York if I had not had so many years in Chicago, right? And if I hadn't been in New York, I would never have met the person who invited me to the class. and I may never have gotten my starter kit. What if I had not said yes to Young Living? What if I stayed in a place of fear and anxiety and I never said yes to the kit because I thought about the kit for 2 days before I ordered? I was nervous about putting my social security number in. So I left the computer up. My husband left the computer up for 2 days and I didn't put the number in because I was afraid. What if I hadn't put the number in and gotten my kit? What if I hadn't played with the kit when I got it and not fallen in love with oils and taught the first class, right? What if I hadn't said yes to the business? I didn't even really say yes to the business till I was almost a platinum. I didn't even see the business. John just told me to teach class and get my oils for free. What if I had stayed in a place of fear and anxiety and I never said yes? Look at all of the things in my life that would have changed, right? It was a series of yeses. A yes at walking into that little trailer and working in a deli and a no radio experience and trying to step in outside my comfort zone and doing something that scared me and getting a job in that little trailer at $4.35 an hour. And then yes, in finishing college, right? And then yes, in going for that interview that terrified me. And I didn't think I was going to get the job at the skyscraper in Chicago, right? I didn't know anything about news or any of that. Now, 22 years later in news, I'm like, shoo, I can write that newscast in my sleep, right? And then saying yes to moving across the country. And then saying yes to the first oils class that I went to. And then saying yes to getting my starter kit and watching that thing show up on my door. And then just my curiosity and playing with that kit and all the experiences we had with it. And then saying yes to writing the 3-page script that's blessed literally 1.5 million people now that have bought this book. And then saying yes to writing Game Plan, right? I wasn't going to write a book. I don't know how to write a book. I'm not an author. Shoo, guys. Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Just say yes. Do you know this is the first book I've ever written in my life, right? Number 1. It went to number 1 on Amazon. We beat Dr. Seuss. We beat Donald Trump. We beat Eric Worre, right? We beat Tony Robbins. Like, we beat all these people. But what if I hadn't said yes? There would be no Game Plan. There would be no 1.5 million lives changed. There would be no boot camp. There would be no 170,000 people through boot camp, right? There would be no 1 million fearless. There wouldn't be any of that. There would be no diamond ship. We're sitting down here staring down a crown diamond ship right now. And all I can think of is, God, thank you for standing behind me every step of the way so that I knew that my strength comes from Him and not from me, right? If you can get past all that fear and all that anxiety, oh my word, what if you weren't afraid to talk to anybody? Right? It's not about my dream and my plans. It's about the dreams and plans that God has for you, right? And where God's going to take your feet when you step past your fear and you go do some things that just scare you. They just scare you. And it's okay. It's okay to be scared. It's all right. You don't have to not be afraid every single day of your life. But when you go and you allow God to use you in those moments where you're so scared, I've been scared most of my life. All right. I was scared when I laid in bed and I was 3 years old and my babysitter's husband came in and molested me for 8 years. I was scared. I was scared of the dark. I've been scared of the dark most of my life. I was scared when I had to drive in Chicago the first time to try to get that job, but I knew my babies needed food. So I went and did it even though I was scared. I was scared to write this book. I was like, I don't know enough about network marketing. Who's going to listen to me? I don't know what I'm doing. I've never been to school for business or sales or network marketing. Who would listen to a homeschool mom, right? But God. I was scared to teach my first 101 class. I went through an entire bottle of Valor, my first 101 class. I was so scared today when I got on stage in New Orleans in front of 1,000 people. I was so scared. Right? 46 cities, and I'm still scared every single time that I speak. But God, right? But God. Guys, you gotta leave room for God to work in your life. You gotta leave room to step into those hard places that are scary for you. Because, oh my word, you've got 2 options. You get out in the field, and you are a worker. You are a worker in the field, or you stay in the bulrushes and you watch all the other people serve God with obedience in their heart and doing things that scare them because it's not about you. It's about God, right? And it's about doing things for His glory. And how can He use you when you're too afraid to move? There's no diamond ship if you're too afraid to move. There's no freedom if you're too afraid to move.
What if I didn't say yes? I think about the 9,100 families on our team that wouldn't exist if I didn't say yes. What about all of the people that have to be pulled to your teams? But it doesn't happen when you don't say yes. It doesn't happen when you wait for it to come. It doesn't happen when you wait for your leaders to show up. You've got to show them with your actions. You've got to show them with your fight. You've got to show them that it's possible. And you got to do things that scare you. You got to do things that scare you. It's okay. It's okay because because God loves to use little people, right? He loves to use the Davids, and he loves to use the Moseses that stutter. And he loves to use the mama from the projects that doesn't think she has anything to give anybody. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans for hope, plans for a future. Joseph, yes. Plans to prosper you. There's no prosperity if you don't move. It's not a prosperity gospel, guys. I mean, God is not going to hand it to you from the sky. You've got to show up. Yes. You got to show up. You got to show up. So, who's showing up this year? Who's showing up? You don't have leaders. You could teach classes till you find them, right? You can't find people. You open your door and you look outside and you talk to them. You talk to them because there's freedom on the other side of the starter kit. Guys, I don't know any other job where you cannot go to college and get paid like a rocket scientist, right? I look at the freedom God has given me, and I just have such a burden for you. I have such a burden for you because I know what's on the other side of this. Yes, it's hard. It's hard. I'm not going to lie to you. There's going to be people that say no to you, and you're going to feel rejection. You're going to feel the sting of no-show classes, and you're going to feel abandoned by your leaders, and there's going to be leaders you just want to shake and say, don't you see the freedom? Don't you see it if you just move? Like, I know you don't have enough food for your kids right now, and I know it's on the other side of the starter kit if you just move. And there's going to be people you got to build for them. And sometimes your family's going to ridicule you, and maybe your spouse isn't always going to support you. There's going to be people that rank faster than you, and your leaders might even rank faster than you, and it's okay. Just show up, right? Show up. Say yes. Say yes, guys. I don't know anything that works as good as this. If I did, I would show you. If I had some magic veggie cap that I could give you with diamond oil in it that would just turn you into a diamond, I would give the shirt off my back for you. I would give the shirt off my back for you. The only thing I know how to do is to grab the script and sit down and share it. Love people, right? Love them. And I'm just a broken diamond in front of you guys. I'm not perfect. I'm not the best diamond. I'm not the fastest diamond. I'm not the smartest diamond. I'm not the most articulate diamond. Not the youngest diamond. I'm just a middle of the road diamond. But I know what it takes to get to freedom. I know that. And I know you got to banish all that doubt and fear and anxiety out of the back of your head. You got to stop making excuses. Your leaders are going to make excuses if you make excuses. You got to stop being distracted and do all this stuff that doesn't lead to anything. You're just treading water and your arms and legs are going to get tired and you're going to drown. You're going to drown. You got to grab the script and get outside and meet people and love on them, right? I'm not special, Linda. I'm just like you, right? But I believe in you. I believe in you. I know what you're capable of. And when I call you Diamond Rising, I don't say that lightly. I don't say it lightly. I say it because I know what you're capable of. And I know that every single person watching this training has fight, right? And I believe in you. I believe in you to the end of the earth, right? I believe in you all the way. I don't believe in some prosperity gospel. I believe you're going to have to get out there and you're going to have to work hard. And you're going to have to work hard for a while, right? You're going to have to do things that grow your business. You have to stop from being distracted, right? But I do know that you are capable, that you are able,
right? And I know that God loves you. He loves you. And I know that you have everything, every gift that you need to succeed, right? So do it. Get out there and go do it. You've got the tools. You've got the belief system. You've got the fight. You've got the tenacity. You've got the know-how. You have a stirring passion for oils that can ignite people to see the poison in their home, right? You have everything you need to go all the way. Everything. So don't make excuses or reasons that you're busy, or you can't find a place to teach, or you don't know enough, or you don't have your upline support. That's just, get that stuff out of your head, guys. It's gone. It's gone. As of right now, it's gone. You grab that script and you go show people how this is done. And let's triple the number of diamonds in Young Living over the next 12 months. Let's triple. Let's triple it. Let's go on diamond retreats together forever, right? I believe in you. I believe in you so deeply. So let's go build a legacy. Let's go build something that blesses your babies and your grandbabies, and we'll do it together. All right? Hashtag no excuses. I love it. Hashtag poverty over. Right? This is your harvest year. You know who you are. Don't you ever forget who you are. You are a diamond rising. Diamond rising. I love you guys so much. So much. I'll see you at convention and on the cruise and on the round tables. Go share this video. Bless your leaders. Ignite your teams. Ignite passion. And believe. And do it for Gary. All right. I love you guys. And I'll see you on round table.